Hey Scorpios, what's up? It's Shishi with She Reads Tarot. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well on this Sunday. I just wanted to do a quick reading on how your on some current love messages. So first, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna pull out what the person, how I guess the person currently in your energy feels about you, and then we're gonna pull out a future message. So if you're currently, distant from someone, or in a relationship, we basically gonna see how they feel about you, and then we're gonna pull a future one to see if it's the same person, if it's someone new, what's going on. Okay. All right. So let's take a look. What is the current love message for Scorpio? Scorpio Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node placements. What's the current love message, Spirit, for Scorpio placements? What's the current love message from the person in their energy? What's the current love message, Spirit, for Scorpio placements? Current love message or messages. Current love messages. Your perfection. Your beauty amazes me. I'm not sure how attracted in someone like you, but I'm forever grateful. Okay. I like it. That's a good way to start it off. Okay. Let's see. What's the future love message for Scorpio placements? Future love message. What's the future love message? Future love message for Scorpio placement, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and North Node. Future love message. Okay. Alright, you feel like home. Being with you reminds me of some simpler times. You bring me so much happiness and peace. Okay, and then you got "you're my favorite" on the bottom of the card. So what y'all think? I'm just hoping it's from the same person, but I feel like it is. You're my favorite. It's the same complexion as this card. It goes back to the original feelings. This is just a deeper pink, the relationship is a little bit more seasoned. That's how I'm getting. That's what I'm getting from this connection. I like it. All right. So let's see. All right, Spirit. What's the vibe of this current love message? What's the vibe of this present love message? Your perfection. What's the vibe of this current love message? Your perfection for Scorpio placements. What's the vibe, Spirit? What's the vibe for Scorpio placements? What's the vibe of this your perfection? What's the vibe? What's the vibe, Spirit? Come give me the vibe on your perfection. What's the vibe, Spirit? Alright. Oh, toxic, cutting ties. Alright, so this person that thinks your perfection could be someone that realized what they lost, someone that you were incompatible with, someone that you had to cut ties from, that you learned a lesson, awakened. Yeah. Ooh, I wasn't expecting that. Okay, what about this feature message? What's the vibe of this? You feel like home. What's the vibe? You feel like home. What's the vibe for the future message? You feel like home. Laughter, happiness, joy, healing. So yeah, I like it. All right, so you feel like home, that future message is going to be the energy that you're going to be in after healing from this deceptive relationship, from this deceptive person that you were in a relationship with. You know, like I said, you're going to have the joy of feeling like home to someone that really accepts you. And you also get the last laugh of, haha, yeah, I was that. But it was your loss. You know, you get to see that look of them looking cheap in the face because they thought you would never find your power. They thought you would never, you know, see everything that you were worth. You know, they thought you would just be that little one that just continue to be weak-minded and, you know, just be a doormat for people undeserving, you know. Just took your niceness and kindness as a weakness, you know, but didn't know that they were the one that was going to get punished in the long run for taking your niceness and kindness for weakness. You look at it, at the bottom of that, we got two-faced it. Yeah. Now, this person caused a lot of chaos, you know, took you through many towers. Now, what really they were in competition, which they envied you because they knew what you were capable of. They just didn't want you to. They were just trying their best to make sure that you didn't find out what you were capable of and you didn't try to strive towards it. Spirit, can you talk me more about this transition? Can you give me a card that tells me a little bit more about right now? What's going on right now? Can you give me a card or two that tells me a little bit of what's going on right now with Scorpio, with this your perfection love message from this toxic person? Can you give me a little bit more of what's going on in the present energy? And then we'll leave, follow up and go into the future to see how this is going to transpire as long as we stay on the right path, you know. But even if we don't, even if we, you know, detour, nudge y'all, that's what I'm here for. I detour all the time. I have detoured plenty of times. I'm doing a lot better, y'all. Doing a lot better. All right, Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more about the present energy Scorpio is in? Tell us a little bit more about the present energy Scorpio is in. I want to know a little bit more about this present energy that Scorpio is in. I want to know a little bit more about what's going on now. What's going on with Scorpio, Spirit? What's going on, Spirit? I don't want to say that because I might have should have. What's going on, Spirit? I know what I'm doing. Instead of using this deck, I'm going to use my Awakened deck. That's what I've been using for the love reading. So we're going to do that. Alright, Spirit, what's the present energy like for Scorpios in this current love message. What's the present energy like? What's the present energy like? Yeah, so somebody don't want us to know something, so I don't know if you about to cut ties or should be cutting ties. Baby, they don't want you to know. Look at that devil sitting there at the bottom of the deck. They do not want you to know. They do not want you to achieve that Queen of Pentacles. They do not want you to go through this healing. Maybe a King of Cups, someone that's more emotional compatible. Like, they really fighting me on this deck right now. Alright, Spirit, can you tell me more? Oh my god, yeah. This is not even funny. This is terrible. Okay. What's this about, Spirit? Oh my god, yeah. This is not cool. Okay, 7 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. Okay. So this was just something like you know, something that you could have been in a long time, like a 7-year relationship. Like I said, but it wasn't getting any better, so you had to move on. You had to move towards calmer waters to actually feel and know your worth. Like, you just weren't seeing any growth in this relationship. Like, the only thing it was left to do was to cut ties and move forward. Or this is what it's gonna be. You got the World on top of the deck. Yeah. Complete a cycle. This is how it was for me. I had a couple 7 to 9-year relationships that it took me, that I kind of ended up trapping myself in, because I was just comfortable. I knew how to defend myself when times were the worst, and I knew how to enjoy the good times, and I just kind of rode the roller coaster until it wasn't fun no more. Okay. All right, Spirit, can you tell me anything else about the 7 of Pentacles? Can you tell me more about the 7 of Pentacles? Yeah, I'm sorry, I keep laughing. Okay, so yeah, you just, I said, basically, you stood resilient towards it until you had the strength to say, you know what, I've had enough. I'm not gonna wait until I'm just beat the fuck down and nothing, where I really can't find my worth, or I really have nothing to offer, because you have drained me of everything. Like, you decided to, stand up for yourself and move forward, because you saw, like, yeah, this ain't that. This ain't that, Any possibility of it being good was just going to be an illusion with the 7 of Cups here, You could have, it could have been like I don't want to say a random moment, because you probably always knew it was going to be a day you were going to leave. Or like I said, if you haven't left yet, like, it could be just a spur of the moment thing. Like with the Fool and the Star here, it's like you just kind of like, you know what, it can't get no worse than this. I'm just gonna go out there and move forward without this person. I'm just gonna pack my shit and go. And I know it's gotta go up from here. You know, because you just know that they're blocking your blessings, that like, you know that the faith will return, the faith and favor will return to you once you get this person out of your energy. You know, the Page of Wands energy right after that. So yeah, you know, definitely that spark of, you know, inspiration, it might just come out of nowhere, or it might came out of nowhere. All right, Spirit, can you tell us a little bit more about what this Six of Swords looks like? What this Six of Swords look like for Scorpios who have not yet left for common waters? What does this Six of Swords look like? What does the Six of Swords look like? What does the Six of Swords look like, Spirit? This is so annoying. What's the Six of Swords, Spirit? Oh my goodness. Six of Swords. What's the Six of Swords, Spirit? We got the Four of Wands. So yeah, something to celebrate. A stable foundation. Like I said, something that you never probably had here. Stability. So like I say, you know from here it can only be better. I have had that wake up call multiple times. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't say, like, even if I haven't, you know, found my happily ever after just as yet, I can say that I know what ain't gonna be. I pick up on that a lot quicker and go ahead and cut ties there quicker, you know, and let people who don't want to be involved, let them go. Like, I really take rejection as protection, you know what I'm saying? Like, all right, Spirit. So can you tell us more about this You Feel Like Home Laughter? Let's look at the future. Can you tell us what this future energy looks like, or how we're going to get there? Can you tell us what this future energy looks like? How we're going to get there? How are we going to get there? How are we going to get there, Spirit? Oh, they don't want you to know this now. How are you going to get there? How are you going to get there? How is Scorpiona going to... How is Scorpiona? How is Scorpio going to get to this place of healing and happiness, joy? Look at that. The sun. The sun. You know, the sun. It doesn't get any better than the sun. That's just like a whole brand new beginning. I tell you, they did not want that to come out at all. Like, yeah, you, like I said, this Nine of Wands, you come out of this Nine of Wands, you start coming into your power. You know, you're not feeling like a victim anymore. You know, it's just like you're being reborn. You're gonna feel like home. That's what it's gonna be. Y'all both gonna feel like that. Can we get anything else on the sun, Spirit? A new beginning. Can we get more on this sun, this new beginning? Scorpio coming into their power. Could happen this summer. This big sunshine out. The flowers already bloom. We're coming to the end of spring. Alright, we'll get more on what this looks like. What's the sun? What's the sun, Spirit? See how these cards went from all blue and gloomy to, you know, yellow and brightness, like the light just appears. Can we get more on the sun? Queen of Cups. Yeah, that's your energy. Just, you know, just in all your softness, loving, embracing all your emotions, being able to nurture others, but still, you know, have some compassion for yourself for what you've already, you know, went through, but you're not holding on to that. You know, you still have that ability to love even with all that you put up with in the past. I like that. All right. Anything else for the Sun and Queen of Cups? Anything else? Anything else to put a little optimism in my Scorpio's life? Anything else for the Sun to give my Scorpios a little bit more optimism for what's to come? Anything else for the Sun, Spirit? Can we get anything else for the Sun? Alright. We got the Nine of Pentacles here. So yeah. Queen of Swords. So yeah, you definitely gonna be coming into your power, you know, knowing your worth, speaking your truth, you know, but at the same time, you know, being compassionate about it, like not being bitch about it. You know, being bitter because of how somebody else treated you in the past. Alright, can we get a timeline on the Spirit? When can Scorpio expect this new beginning? When can Scorpio expect this new beginning? When can Scorpio expect this new beginning? They learn the lessons, follow the right path. When can Scorpio expect this new beginning? When can Scorpio expect this new beginning, Spirit? Scorpios, when can they expect this new beginning? I'm going to get one card. What am I doing with this deck? Spirit, can you tell us when Scorpios can expect to see the lights at the end of the tunnel? When can they expect this stability? When can they expect to be able to embrace their soft side? Alright, so we got the 4 baskets and the 8 of sticks. So it could be anywhere from 4 months to, I'm trying to remember, hold on, 4 months. Sticks, they're like the ones, so it could be in the it could be in 8 months, not 8 months, but it could be in 8 days. It could come fast because, you know, 8 of sticks is fast. It can come in 8 days, or the summertime. I believe it's summer, which is coming, so that's still fast. So yeah, like for y'all that's you know, get like letting the strings get a little loose so you can finally cut them off. You know, that's just to let you know what to look forward to. Like, there is a light in the tunnel. There will be sunshine again. It does not end here. Like, there's so much better out for you. But Scorpio, I hope you all enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.